Hello, my name is Brad Bartholomew, and this is American Zeitgeist, Part 2, Tough Love Videos. Today's topic, MAGA rule American voters. We need you back. As you know, I base my analysis on critical thinking and situational awareness. If you start with bullshit, we're not going to land anyplace safely. Not in the cockpit, and not in our country. Soundbite logic, such as global warming is a hoax, or a big beautiful bill, does not qualify as critical thinking. Neither does Make America Great Again. These catchy jingles are often used to simplify a sweet-sounding mask of bullshit and stupidity to conveniently cover up a heist, grabbing money or power or both. Frankly, I always assumed rural America, like military veterans, had a damn good bullshit meter. Now to be clear, I didn't grow up in rural America. I grew up near military bases. I always had a roof over my head, access to decent schools, and a pretty stable life, but I have paid close attention. Here's one pattern I can't ignore. Every election night for the past 12 years, the early returns come in. Big blue cities report first, then the rural votes are counted. And like clockwork, the map turns red. It's consistent, it's predictable, and it tells us something deeper is going on. I get it. Most of our tax dollars are not spent in population centers. If you're in rural America, you may feel forgotten, overlooked, or left behind. That frustration is valid. Bureaucracies can become bloated, legacy systems can become outdated, but tearing down democracy for a MAGA strongman fix, that's not the answer. That's fascism with a flag wrapped around it. Our founders created a balance of power for a reason. Project 2025 is designed to burn it down and replace it with authoritarian rule. Again, I always thought rural America could sniff out a con man. You survive on trust and community. How did this snake oil salesman get past you? I'm sorry, but my assessment is that it could be the world's dumbest notion that Donald Trump cares about you, or anyone else. MAGA starts with a lie, then blames somebody else. Maybe the lie came from your pastor. Maybe it was pumped in by Fox News. But it's still a lie. And now we have Trump showing up at West Point talking about yachts and trophy wives at a military graduation. That's not leadership. That's narcissistic garbage. And last weekend, Trump tried to use the U.S. military again for his personal spectacle. As a second-generation military officer, I'm beyond furious. The military exists to defend the Constitution, not to be props for a dictator wannabe. I remember when I first sensed this cultural shift. It was the election of Barack Obama. I was proud. America does have parts of dark history, racism, misogyny, and bigotry. But it felt like we were moving forward and leaving some of our evils in the past behind us. But then came the backlash. It wasn't because of policy. It was because a black man was elected president. Racism hadn't gone away. It had just gone dormant. And then it came roaring back. That's also when I stopped watching Fox News. I remember one early morning in the pilot lounge, I was checking in to go flying, and I heard the TV blaring a Fox News analyst tearing into Obama, saying he was a bad father. He wasn't talking about policy. It was about Obama being a dad. And that's when I said, that's enough. I'm not watching Fox News anymore. They couldn't attack his leadership, so they attacked his family. That's cowardly. Later, one of my first officers joked after Obama won a second term. I'm going to go back and stock up and buy more guns and ammo, but I'm running out of room to store them in my own house. Was that racism? Well, maybe not outright. But where does that fear lead? I grew up hearing conservatives call liberals lazy, living off the government tit. But look what's going on now. Billionaire elites rewriting tax laws for themselves, slashing science, healthcare, and education, all to cut their own taxes. And MAGA voters cheer them on while we're all getting screwed. And before the big, beautiful bill, we already had the largest wealth inequality in our 250-year history. And now the MAGA madness has added the largest upward transfer of wealth from the bottom to the top in our history. And rural America keeps voting for the very people widening this gap. I don't get it. What the hell's wrong with us, America? We're stuck between two absurd extremes. One obsesses with bathrooms and pronouns, and the other's pushing lies, fears, and racism. Where does this go? Nowhere good. And it's going to be our kids that pay the price. My dad used to say, don't let the piss ends distract you. Focus on the big stuff. That's where your future gets made or stolen. The big stuff? National debt, climate change, the military being turned against our own citizens. These are not fringe issues. These are existential threats. Our troops didn't die for this. We didn't fight for this. And we sure as hell shouldn't foolishly be joining Vladimir Putin's team. This MAGA madness is the square root of stupid and dangerous. So I'm asking, rural America, we need you back. We need your clear eyes, your strong backs, your common sense, your common decency. Please, don't let MAGA's con men rob you of your dignity or your country. You know what bullshit sounds like. Time to call it out. America is going to keep evolving. We need your voice. We need your vote. We need your values to help shape where we go. We need you back. Please? Thank you for watching. America's Zeitgeist. Next video, MAGA conservatives. For now, safe landings, everyone.